The instant my fingertips grazed him, an exhilarating jolt coursed through my being. My heart races within me. It was as if the air had been stolen from my lungs. "Father," I murmured. Feeling uncertain about the next steps, thoughts surged through my mind. Yet my body appears to move independently. Welcome to iFire Story. Catch gripping Reddit tales of family drama, cheating wives, and betrayal. Subscribe for shocking daily stories that'll keep you hooked. Hello, my name is Emma. I want to share an unforgettable vacation I experienced with my dad, James. I was 20, and after all that our family had endured, particularly following the loss of my mother, we both sensed that the moment had come to rekindle our connection. Our relationship transformed significantly after her passing. Both of us were seeking solace and restoration. The moment felt ripe for mending our connection. We chose to indulge in a week at a stunning beach resort. I had no clear expectations. Yet, I was resolute in my intention to seize every opportunity it presented. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, allowing me to share more captivating true stories, like this one with you. Be sure to watch this video all the way through and give it a thumbs up, as the story unfolding is bound to be truly captivating. Kindly tap the like button to express your encouragement upon our arrival. The atmosphere was simply ideal. The sun radiated its brilliance across the sky, bathing everything in a warm, radiant light. As we emerged from the vehicle and felt the gentle embrace of the soft sand beneath our feet, an immense wave of liberation washed over me. The burdens of existence seemed to dissolve, carried off by the gentle caress of the sea air. The shoreline unfurled ahead of us, boundless and alluring. The waves twirled gracefully beneath the golden rays of the sun, crafting a stunning glimmer upon the surface of the water. Excitement surged within me, a vibrant energy ready to burst forth. The exhilarating sensation of being immersed in something extraordinary. An experience that will stay with you forever. Without a second thought, I dashed toward the water. The sensation of my bare feet sinking into the cool sand is both refreshing and grounding. I experienced a sense of liberation and vitality. The cadence of the waves washed away my concerns. "Let's go." "Leisurely one," I shouted out, giggling as I sprinted into the surf. The water danced around me, creating a symphony of splashes. My father was right behind me, also chuckling, water playfully splashing against me. The happiness in his voice was unmistakable. It brought back memories of our younger days, prior to the transformation of it all. In that moment, the bond we had was undeniably powerful. It felt as if we had rediscovered fragments of our former selves. As I cast a fleeting look in his direction, it was impossible to overlook the fact that he still possessed an undeniable charm. Although he was aging, his robust physique and inviting smile continued to give him an air of youthfulness. Indeed, my father has an impressive appearance, I contemplated, clearing my mind with a gentle shake of my head. The sunlight warmed his face. The joy reflected in his eyes set my heart aflutter. However, I swiftly dismissed the notion. He was my father. Ultimately. The inaugural evening at the resort. We participated in a beach bonfire arranged for the guests. The flames danced and hissed, creating a symphony of sound, igniting brilliance against the dark canvas of the evening. We settled onto the warm sand, enveloped in a symphony of laughter and tales shared by fellow travelers. All around, there was a sense of lightheartedness. A wave of belonging washed over me, as if we belonged to a grander narrative beyond our individual selves. The evening breeze carried a gentle warmth, the briny aroma of the sea intertwined with the fragrance of smoldering timber. While I lingered in that moment, I couldn't help but observe a few gentlemen casting their eyes in our direction. A blend of pride and embarrassment washed over me, feeling uncertain about how to respond. "Father, please don't put me in an awkward position," I remarked with a playful tone, gently prompting him. A warm rush spread across my cheeks. However, concurrently, the attention brought an exhilarating rush, much to my astonishment. He encircled my shoulders with his arm, drawing me in closer. "I have no intention of causing you any embarrassment." "Hey there, kiddo," he said. His voice was a soothing embrace, simply savoring the evening with my daughter. At that instant, a wave of warmth surged between us, yet it wasn't solely due to the flames. There was an underlying essence, something that set my pulse racing. Was it merely the warmth radiating from the fire, or could there be something deeper? The following day, we hired bicycles and chose to pedal along the shoreline. The day unfolded flawlessly, with skies that were crystal clear. A gentle whisper of wind, the distant sound of waves crashing resonates softly. The sun hung in the sky, radiant and bold. The warmth enveloped my skin as we rode together, side by side. Spending time outdoors with my dad was a cherished experience, creating a bond between us that was difficult to articulate. While we pedaled along, the breeze swept through my hair with a thrilling intensity. Yet, I couldn't help but notice his gaze fixed upon me. Whenever I turned my gaze in his direction, his gaze held a moment too long, as if time itself had paused. Initially, I believed it was insignificant, simply the typical paternal care. As the minutes ticked by, I started to question whether he was experiencing something deeper than mere paternal affection. My thoughts danced in a whirlwind. I made an effort to concentrate on the journey, yet there was an unsettling quality in his gaze. Did I conjure that up in my mind? Was there a silent strain lingering between us? As I attempted to dispel the notion, I had a minor fall from my bike. The fall wasn't too severe, merely a small misstep. However, it took me by surprise. I brushed it aside with a chuckle, wiping the grains of sand from my palms. Yet, as I raised my gaze, I noticed my father hurrying in my direction. His expression was etched with worry, and I could perceive the concern reflected in his gaze. "Are you doing all right?" he inquired, his voice heavy with sincere concern. He assisted me in getting up. His hands were firm yet tender, and when our gazes intertwined, a peculiar surge of energy coursed through my being. It was merely a tumble, I reminded myself. Yet the bond we shared seemed to carry a weight far beyond what was expected. What was going on? I pondered, attempting to dismiss the emotions I couldn't articulate. On that evening, as we made ourselves comfortable in our cabin, a tempest unexpectedly swept through. The winds lingered beyond the threshold, and the rain cascaded in torrents. We found refuge within. However, enveloped in soft towels, the cozy embrace of the cabin stands in stark contrast to the tumultuous storm raging beyond its walls. We shared a hearty laugh, enjoying a warm cup of cocoa together, and for the first time in ages, a sense of tranquility enveloped me. Being there with him brought a sense of warmth and solace, a serene instance of togetherness and security. As we lingered in that moment, a lingering sense of transformation hung in the air, leaving me with the impression that our connection had shifted in some profound way. While I offered him a smile, A thought crossed my mind. Why do I have these feelings toward my dad? Could it be that our time spent together is influencing this feeling? It was utterly perplexing, yet it was impossible for me to overlook it. The following morning, the sky had returned to its clear state once more. The tempest had moved on. We chose to stroll along the shoreline. The sand caressed our feet with its softness. The gentle rhythm of the waves breaking against the shore was incredibly calming. The distant cries of seagulls soaring above enhanced the serene ambiance. "Father, may I share something with you?" I inquired, feeling somewhat anxious, yet resolute in conveying my emotions. "It seems to me that our bond has never been stronger. You're not only my father, but also my closest companion." His expression became gentler. I could perceive the warmth radiating from his eyes. "I share that sentiment, Emma," he responded. Yet there was a fervor in his voice that caused my heart to race. His words seemed to carry a deeper significance, something profound. As the day progressed, we chose to venture into a few nearby boutiques. As we strolled through the vibrant market, the dazzling array of handcrafted jewelry and trinkets captivated my gaze. I came across a stunning seashell necklace and, without a second thought, hastily made my way to try it on. "What are your thoughts, Father?" I inquired, glancing back at him through the reflection. As I pivoted to confront him, I noticed him gazing at me. His expression blended admiration with an elusive emotion I couldn't quite identify. It was a gaze that sent my heart into a frenzy. However, concurrently, I found it perplexing. My cheeks burned with a rosy hue. I averted my gaze in an instant, experiencing an unusual blend of exhilaration and uncertainty. What was happening between us? Was I overanalyzing everything? As the days unfolded, the silent strain between us appeared to intensify. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the evening unfolded. We chose to enjoy the sunset from our balcony. The sky was adorned with hues of pink, purple, and orange. It was truly awe-inspiring. "This is exquisite." "Is it not?" I stated. She shifted her gaze towards him. However, he was not merely appreciating the scenery, rather. He gazed intently into my eyes, like embarking on a quest for a hidden treasure. "Indeed, it truly is." "Emma," he responded. His voice was gentle, nearly silent. "Father," I began, yet I found myself pausing. Was I prepared to articulate my emotions? Could it have been merely the allure of the instant? Or could there be something more? Before I had the chance to express anything further, he cut me off. "It's clear how much you mean to me." "Isn't that so?" he remarked. His expression was genuine. "You are the most wonderful part of my existence." His words crashed over me like a powerful wave, and for a fleeting instant, I found it hard to catch my breath. I had always been aware of my father's love for me, yet this seemed distinct. An intensity enveloped the moment, quickening the beat of my heart. As we approached the final day at the resort, while we were packing our bags, I came across a letter he had composed, but never shared with me. It wasn't my intention to discover it. As I absorbed the sincere expressions, I recognized that he had infused his emotions into it. He conveyed the depth of his feelings for me. He felt an immense pride in the woman I had grown into, and how deeply he valued the moments we shared. Yet, an unspoken tension lingered beneath the surface, a whisper of something deeper that sent a thrill through me. At that moment, I sensed his presence as he entered the room. His complexion drained of color upon catching sight of the letter in my hand. "Emma, have you discovered anything?" he inquired, His voice trembled ever so slightly. I certainly did. Father, I responded. My heart is racing. I feel compelled to discuss it. At that instant, I realized we'd gone too far. It was a thrilling, yet daunting experience. We took our seats. I inhaled deeply. Father, there's an undeniable connection that I sense between us. Yet I cannot feign its absence. I admitted my truth. My heart races within me. He appeared taken aback. His eyes grew wide. My feelings for you run deeper than you might realize. Emma. However, caution is essential. Our connection is one of a kind. And I don't want to spoil it, he expressed. His voice trembled ever so slightly. We came to a mutual understanding to honor the affection we had while prioritizing our bond as father and daughter. The conversation proved to be quite challenging, yet it drew us nearer. While we made our way back home, a whirlwind of emotions churned within me. That getaway had transformed everything, yet I was certain that we would forever be there for one another. I gazed at my father, who maintained their attention on the path ahead, and smiled, thankful for the moments we've shared. I came to understand that love can be intricate, yet the essence lies in valuing the connection we hold dear. Upon our arrival at home, the sensation of thrill and unease lingered with me during the entire vacation. The journey home was marked by a profound stillness, every one of us adrift in our individual musings. Yet the atmosphere surrounding us seemed heavy with things left unsaid. It wasn't merely the week we had spent together, free from the distractions of our daily routines. It was the moments we experienced together that truly mattered. Ephemeral glimpses, the instances of intimacy that made me question our position. Did the week truly alter the dynamics of our relationship? Or was I just getting lost in my thoughts? I was certain of one thing. The connection between us was undeniable. It felt unlike anything that had come before. Beyond the simple bond of father and daughter that is consistently woven through our existence. The emotions we experienced throughout the journey revealed the profound depth of our bond. Despite my efforts to persuade myself that it was merely a consequence of our prolonged time in a highly emotional environment, a fragment of my being sensed there was something deeper at play. As I opened my bags, I found myself glancing at my dad from the other side of the room. He sat at the kitchen table, lost in thought, engulfed in contemplation, his hands intertwined, as though he were seeking to unravel the complexities of it all. The way he gazed at me on occasion, how his eyes held on. Something lingered in the air, elusive and beyond my grasp. A moment that stirred my emotions, igniting a blend of thrill and uncertainty. I cast another fleeting look in his direction. Yet again, our gazes intertwined. My breath hitched in my throat. His expression held a depth that conveyed so much without a single word. And for a brief instant, I felt immobilized, as if time had stopped around me. Was he experiencing it as well? Was he aware of what was unfolding between us? Yet, just as I was about to speak, he rose to his feet, shattering the enchantment. "I'm going to brew some coffee," he remarked. His voice was gentler than normal. It seemed as though he was making an effort to maintain a cheerful atmosphere. I gave a slight nod, attempting to conceal the tumult of feelings churning within me. We were both attempting to unravel this mystery. Yet I found myself at a loss for words to convey my emotions. That nightfall, we gathered around the table for dinner. The house seemed to hold its breath, an unusual stillness enveloping the space. a delicate strain that appeared to linger in the air. The meal was exquisite. However, I found it difficult to concentrate on it. I found myself lost in a whirlwind of contemplation, overwhelmed by the intensity of my dad's gaze while we dined. The dialogue stayed cheerful, nothing particularly unusual. Yet, it was evident that we were both contemplating the same notion, the words left unsaid, the instances of intimacy that had us both pondering our next steps. I sensed that my dad was grappling with it as well. He had been more subdued than normal. It was as though he were attempting to figure out the best approach to manage it all. Following the meal, we chose to take a stroll. The walk was brief, simply wandering through the local area. Yet, it carried a sense of importance. The atmosphere was refreshing and invigorating. The streets lay in stillness. As we strolled together, it was impossible to shake the sensation that we were balancing precariously on a thin line. Every step leads us nearer to an uncertain path we had yet to explore. The dialogue unfolded effortlessly, as it has consistently done. We discussed a wide range of topics, from our professional lives to cherished memories from days gone by. As I delved deeper into the matter, the more I came to understand the extent of the transformation. It wasn't merely the time we had shared, it was the transformation we both underwent. Our relationship had transformed. I was more than just his daughter, and he was more than just my dad. There existed an additional layer. We were both in the midst of unraveling what to do with it. As we strolled by a quaint park featuring a swing set. A vivid recollection from my early years surged into my thoughts. There was a time when I found joy in the simple pleasure of swinging at the park. My dad constantly urged me to reach new heights, making me feel as though I could almost grasp the sky. Father, do you recall those days when we would visit parks like this during my childhood? I inquired, a surge of fond memories enveloping me. Certainly, he responded. His eyes glimmered with the recollection. Once, you embodied courage, consistently reaching greater heights than the other children. I suppose I remain so, I playfully provoked, a smile playing at the corners of my mouth. Without a second thought, I strolled over to the swing set. My father let out a soft laugh. He shook his head. He remarked that he no longer believed he could fit on those swings, a chuckle slipping from his mouth. However, I was taken aback. He approached the swing with measured steps. His hands gripped the chains, getting ready to take a seat. Let's go. Let's dance in harmony, I stated, my voice brimming with enthusiasm. I yearned to experience once more that sense of pure childhood delight, of experiencing a sense of security and liberation in the presence of my father. To my great pleasure, he consented. We both nestled into the swing, seeking a sense of ease. The swing let out a soft creak as we launched ourselves into the air. The breeze sweeping past my hair. We soared to greater heights, giggling as if time had stood still for us, just for a brief moment. It seemed as though everything was just right. This is absolutely absurd, he declared, bursting into laughter. However, it has its own charm. Eventually, we eased our pace. The laughter faded away as we moved softly to and fro. I faced him, experiencing that well-known intimacy shared between us. It felt as though no time had elapsed. It felt as if we were still that father and daughter who had experienced countless joyful moments side by side. Father, I spoke gently. Do you recall when we engaged in this activity frequently? Indeed, he responded. His voice radiated warmth. Your courage was unwavering, constantly urging me to reach new heights. I suppose I remain so, I remarked with a playful tone, beaming at him. Yet, a change occurred. Our gazes intertwined. I could observe the blend of feelings dancing in his eyes. It felt as though we both came to a profound understanding simultaneously. The connection between us had always existed, quietly igniting beneath the surface. Yet now it seemed more powerful, stronger and more powerful. Thoughtlessly, I extended my hand and made contact with his. The instant my fingertips grazed his, an exhilarating jolt coursed through my being. My heart raced within me. It was as if the air had been stolen from my lungs. Father, I murmured, feeling uncertain about the next steps. Thoughts surged through my mind. Yet my body appeared to move independently, attracted to him in a manner that defied explanation. He cast his gaze in my direction. His breathing was a bit more labored. Emma, he began. Yet, just as he was about to conclude, a cluster of children dashed past, joyful moments filled with laughter and play, capturing the instant. We separated swiftly. We were both taken aback by the events that had just unfolded. We strolled back in quietude. The gravity of the moment looms above us. The atmosphere was thick with unspoken words and rising emotions. The silent truths that we both understood required our attention. It was perplexing, thrilling, simultaneously awe-inspiring and fearsome. With each passing day, we pressed on through this unfamiliar landscape. We shared experiences, subtle gestures that overstayed their welcome, looks that conveyed emotions beyond what language could capture. Every single one sent my heart pounding. I discovered a growing desire for those interactions. Yet, as the days go by, doubt began to creep in regarding our actions. Can we maintain this course without overstepping boundaries? Or might the connection we had transform into something neither of us was prepared to face? A single weekend, we chose to explore a neighboring town for a festival. The ambiance was vibrant, brimming with joy and melody, the aroma of street food wafting through the atmosphere. As we strolled amidst the throng, a wave of liberation washed over me. For a brief instant, everything felt as if it had been set free. I could simply relish the moment spent with my dad. Let's give that a shot, I stated, indicating a vendor offering fluffy, sugary treats on a stick. We both reveled in it, giggling like children as we indulged in the sweet delight. At that instant, I glanced over at him, and something in his gaze took my breath away. An intensity lingered in the air, a bond that drew me nearer. You're aware, no one has ever made me feel like this before, I confessed. My heart is racing. The words resonated with an unrefined intensity, raw and unrefined. Yet those words needed to be expressed. I share that sentiment. Emma, he responded. His voice was soft and genuine. His gaze became gentle. I could perceive the struggle within them. At that moment, a pair strolled past, intertwined fingers and joyful laughter. A sharp twinge of envy washed over me. A sudden awareness that our interactions could lead others to perceive us differently. Do you believe others are aware of our presence? I inquired, experiencing a sense of vulnerability. He appeared deep in contemplation. His expression was grave. Perhaps. Yet, what truly holds significance is the bond we share. Keep it in mind, regardless of our emotions. We must exercise care in our public behavior. As the sun started its descent, bathing the festival in a warm golden light, an intense desire to seize the moment washed over me. How about we capture a moment with a selfie? I proposed, raising my phone high. We struck a pose for the photograph, positioned near one another. As I looked at the image, the silent connection mirrored in our gaze was impossible to overlook. It was a moment I realized I would hold dear for all time. Following the festival, we made our way back home. Our hearts are brimming, yet our thoughts are in a whirlwind. It seemed as though we were balancing precariously on a thin line, teetering on the brink of a captivating yet perilous experience. On that particular evening, I reclined in bed, gazing up at the ceiling. My mind wanders to the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Can we delve deeper into these emotions while still maintaining our sense of self? Or might we tread upon a boundary that could never be undone? There was one certainty I held close. The adventure was only starting, and I was prepared to welcome it with open arms, regardless of the destination. Thanks for watching iFire Story. If you love this gripping tale, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for more shocking Reddit stories about family drama, infidelity, and betrayal. Drop a comment with your thoughts, and we'll see you in the next story. Stay hooked.